Doctor, a person with a medical degree whose job is to treat people who are ill or hurt. Firefighter, a person whose job is to stop fires from burning. Chef, a skilled and trained cook who works in a hotel or restaurant, especially the most important cook. Artist, someone who paints, draws, or makes sculptures. Astronaut, a person who has been trained for traveling in space. Policeman, a male member of a police force. Farmer, someone who owns or takes care of a farm. Soldier, a person who is in an army and wears its uniform, especially someone who fights when there is a war. Teacher, someone whose job is teach in a school or college. Architect, a person whose job is to design new buildings and make certain that they are built correctly. Athlete, a person who is very good at sports or physical exercise, especially one who competes in organized events. Dentist. A person whose job is treating people's teeth. Nurse, a person whose job is to care for people who are ill or injured, especially in a hospital. Engineer, a person whose job is to design or build machines, engines, or electrical equipment, or things such as roads, railways, or bridges, using scientific principles. Baker, a person who makes bread and cakes, or who sells bread and cakes as a job. Barber. A man whose job is cutting men's hair. Barista, a person who serves customers in a coffee shop. Beautician, a trained person whose job it is to improve the appearance of a customer's face, body, and hair, using makeup and beauty treatments, often in a beauty salon. Businessman, a man who works in business, especially one who has a high position in a company. Cashier, a person whose job is to receive and pay out money in a shop, bank, restaurant, etc. Composer, a person who writes music. Dancer, someone who dances either as a job or for pleasure. Driver, someone who drives a vehicle. Fashion designer, someone whose job is to design clothes. Film director, the person who gives instructions to the actors and other people working on a film or play. Fisherman, someone who catches fish, especially as a job. Florist, a person who works in a shop that sells cut flowers and plants for inside the house. Greengrocer, a person who owns or works in a shop that sells fresh vegetables and fruit. Homemaker, a person who manages a home and often raises children instead of earning money from a job. Journalist, a person who writes news stories or articles for a newspaper or magazine or broadcasts them on radio or television. Judge, a person who is in charge of a trial in a court and decides how a person who is guilty of a crime should be punished, or who makes decisions on legal matters. Lawyer, someone whose job is to give advice to people about the law and speak for them in court. Lifeguard, a person on a beach or at a swimming pool whose job is to make certain that the swimmers are safe and save them if they are in danger. Magician, a person who has magic powers in stories or who performs tricks for entertainment. Midwife, a person, usually a woman, who is trained to help women when they are giving birth. Model, a person who wears clothes so that they can be photographed or shown to possible buyers, or a person who is employed to be photographed or painted. Musician, someone who is skilled in playing music, usually as a job. Painter, someone who paints pictures or someone whose job is to paint surfaces, such as walls and doors. Photographer, a person who takes photographs, either as a job or hobby. Pilot, a person who flies an aircraft. Rapper, someone who performs rap music. Receptionist, a person who works in a place such as a hotel, office, or hospital, who welcomes and helps visitors and answers the phone. Singer, a person who sings. Reporter, a person whose job is to discover information about news events and describe them for a newspaper or magazine or for radio or television. Tattooist, someone whose job is putting tattoos on people. Software developer, the design and producing of computer software. Tour guide, a person whose job is showing a place or a particular route to visitors. Plumber, a person whose job is to supply and connect or repair water pipes, baths, toilets, etc. Postman, someone whose job is to deliver and collect letters, etc. that are sent by post. Waiter, a man whose job is to bring the food to customers at their tables in a restaurant.